You decided to join the experience, didn't you? The Fear to Fit experience. What was it that made you decide that you wanted to join the Fear to Fit experience?
I think it was a mixture of things, but it was the really driving thing was I really liked what I'd seen in the 5 days, and I wanted more of that. Mm-hmm. I liked the idea of having something that you can do kind of in your own time, but there are fixed sessions, so to kind of keep you on track and stop you wandering off and thinking that you'll always do it tomorrow. I like the idea of being in a container with a small number of people and kind of reaching a stage where we would be comfortable with sharing things with each other. And I have to say that's been one of the really massive benefits, is getting to know the rest of my container. And although I haven't met many of them, I feel very close to them and very grateful for the kind of wisdom and the variety of different situations that we share with each other.
Yeah, I mean, I've just from a hosting point of view, I feel really humbled and grateful to be sharing such an incredible space myself, and hearing all of the insights from all the different mums and dads, can I just say, that come through it. So tell me about, because you've been in the container now, so you joined in March, didn't you, Natasha?
In the end of March, yes. So
okay, you've been in for now 3 or 4 months, haven't you?
Yes.
So tell me what your experience has been. You've talked a little bit about the support that we have within the group, but tell me a little bit about what's changed for you, how it's changed you, both yourself and for your parenting.
Okay, so I think I probably came into it largely because of wanting to make changes in parenting, but as ever, that doesn't happen without making changes in ourselves. So that's been really interesting. I think it's been kind of liberating to think through how I spend my time at the moment. Does it serve me? Are these things I want to be doing with, the 24 hours I have every day? And it's, in a way, I think it's sort of liberated me and made me think differently about some of the things that I would have traditionally committed to or thought I ought to do because they'd make me a better person. It's given me the time and the space to think about actually what do I want to do and who do I want to be, and realizing that you can't do everything all the time, and you have to get some things off your plate if you want to put other things on them. And I think that's been really helpful for my own personal development, but also in terms of how I show up as a parent, as a mother, as a solo parent, as an everything for my daughter. Thinking about how are we going to use this next 10 minutes? And sometimes it'll be a song from LaLa Tigers. Sometimes it'll be something where I'm very present, but like a kind of silly activity or something a little bit serious. It doesn't matter, but I feel much more confident in kind of steering that time and that connection, and thinking much more about how we're connecting rather than thinking about the outcome of the activity that we're doing.
Beautiful. How does Edie get on with the music, by the way? I haven't even asked about how to.
Oh, she loves it. She loves it. I mean, the music is like a whole new dimension, because you can read books and you can watch films and you can think you're going to do something differently, but actually singing songs about it is, I know it changes lives when they're young, but even when you're much older, it's lovely to have songs to come back to. And I've lost count of the number of times she quotes LaLa Tigers' song at me, or that, everything's going wrong and we're just like, let's sing this out, or dance it out, or, would a dance help? Is this a hugging moment? No, it's a dancing moment. It's
always a dancing moment, Natasha. It's always a dancing moment. I think that's just the rule, isn't it?
Okay, there's a lesson I still need to learn. Room for improvement.
And I hope you don't mind me sharing. So I think I will always take this with me. I always remember when Natasha started, there was a little bit of avoidance about you starting, wasn't there? And I hope you don't mind me sharing. Do you mind me sharing this story?
Fine.
And I was like, where's the avoidance about you starting? What are you putting off? What are you avoiding? And Natasha came in and was like, I've realized why I've been avoiding starting the program. And you felt that there's a reading section, isn't there? There's a recommended reading section with books that are inspiring, that will help you both in parenting and in life. And you thought that was the first module, and you thought you had to read all.
Yeah, I thought there was a reading session for each month, but actually it turns out it's the reading list for the whole course. So it's slightly less intimidating. But yes. I think, you know what, I really want to say, one of the things I really like is that there are these different elements. So there's group work, there's individual work, and there's individual work in real time. So you have to show up for sessions. But then there's also individual work in your own time, which is where you read and do the workbooks and think about stuff and put things into practice. And I love that because it's such a mix that actually it helps you kind of fit it into your life in different ways, because some things you have to turn up to at a specific time, having done some things. Others are much freer. And for me anyway, that fits really well with my lifestyle right now. And I really appreciate that. I think also worth just saying, I think I have been and continue to be really amazed at the power of the spiritual healing sessions. I don't think I would have ever kind of really thought that through that as a kind of...
Okay, we lost Natasha there, so I'm just going to go back to you, because you were talking, Natasha, before the gods of the internet were cruel. You were talking about the different ways how you've got group work, and then you started talking about the sessions, I'm guessing, that you have with the Wren.
Yes. And they've been quite extraordinary. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, and I still don't, even after 4 sessions. But I do know they've really made me think differently and actually feel really different about me, who I am, how I want to show up in my life, and also the kind of connection that I can choose to have and choose to build with my daughter, my friends, anyone else in my life. And it's been really transformative. Yeah. So thanks, Ren.
Oh, yeah, isn't she amazing? So what would you say, Natasha, to anybody who is thinking about maybe diving in and doing the Fear2Fierce experience?
So I would say that I imagine that if you commit to it, you're going to find out things you didn't know you wanted to find out about yourself and your parenting and your children, and ways of building connections between you all. I would also say I think it can be a little bit daunting about how to fit something else into your life. And I put my hands up, I don't do all of it in the right order at the right time, but I would say that it is flexible enough to fit around a lot of different kinds of lifestyles. I would say that it might feel uncomfortable to think about talking about stuff in small groups with people you haven't met before. But my experience is that that's been not just positive, but actually really enhanced it, because Rachel brings a huge amount. I mean, you bring a huge amount to the sessions, but actually so do all the parents in the container that you end up in. So that's been nothing but pleasure and really helpful for me. And then I guess I have to say also, you have to think about the financial side of it, because it is a commitment. And I would say it's probably the most money I've ever spent on myself in one go. But 4 months in, I would say I sort of can't imagine life without it now. And for me, it's been a really great investment, and something that I can see it's going to come with me through my life, and really an amazing thing to do.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you. I was going to ask you something else, because when you were talking about the group, I was saying I wanted to say that it's not the Rachel show when you come in. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of music sessions that are pre-recorded, and then there's a lot of sessions with me as well. But there is so much gold in this container and the people that you're with. It's very much a shared experience where everybody is very much sharing their take on things. And sometimes I have a take, and then we'll sit and we'll listen to what other people have to say about things. And the same with Una. I know that Una's sessions are very organic, and I love that. Yes. Because it means that everybody gets to contribute.
Yeah, and everyone gets to contribute. And also you can learn so much from other people's questions, even if you didn't think they were really relevant to you. And I think the other thing that's really made me kind of re-emphasize the fact that, we are all our own people. We and our children are different people. And so the more that you can learn about how other people think, or how other people react, or the stories that they tell about how their children think or react, the more I find it helps me think through, like, just much more broadly, like how my daughter might be responding to something, because it's given me a kind of whole range of different options to consider. Does that make sense?
Yes, no, it does, Natasha. Thank you so much for your time. I have a bit of a rule, so before you go,
yes,
I'm gonna need a rah, Mrs. Beautiful. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you for your time, lovely.
Thanks,
I'll see you in there.
Looking forward to it. Bye.